Guys, this is a video on why you should not buy the new SRAM RED 12-speed group set or the new SRAM RED Axis 12-speed group set, why you shouldn't buy it, why it's a waste, and why it's completely unnecessary, and why the technology from 16 years ago is just as good. Or actually, no, I lied. The technology from 10 years ago is just as good. So 10 years ago, what happened? Taylor Swift was dropping her album Red, and everybody was over the moon excited because it was their transition from country pop into like regular pop. And wait a second, we're talking about the wrong thing. No, SRAM dropped the group set Red 22, which is the lightest group set SRAM ever made, in the 1700 RAM range, and it was just bling light. And the Amanda SLR10, which is not too far away from this frame, came out, and the bike weighed in at like 12 pounds with pedals, and everybody's mind was blown, and they're all like, this is UCI illegal, and what's the whole point of this anyways? The point of it is, alright, so I have a very good friend who races. He's like a semi-professional. I'm not in a group ride with him. He takes off like Porsche 911 Turbo, like just in front of me, just like, I'm like, where'd you go? And he takes off. Just amazing person. He's like semi-professional. He's awesome. That's not me. I love just enjoying the ride. Going for the actually my main thing is I like going for the longest ride possible, which I haven't been doing currently. Same reason this video's late. It's summertime now. I'm not in like a short sleeve shirt freezing my butt off. I'm using the UV protection. I've been riding just for commuting purposes, literally. But I love just, long story short, I love going out for long rides, just looking at mountains, you know. Doing a decent pace, but not going like absolutely crazy. And that's what the Amanda SLR10 was so great for. It was really light, and SRAM RED 22 helped it do that. The new SRAM RED Axis, the reason I guess I'm picking on this group set a little bit more in here, it's still very light. Look at my hand here in this clip. This cassette is so light, it's all one piece. And I've heard these cassettes, these Power Dome cassettes, can even last 100,000 miles if you change the chain every 800 miles. That's just a theory I've heard from some mechanics. But it's a really cool thing that I've heard in theory. But SRAM RED mechanical, it's lighter, it's more expensive for SRAM to create because it has more moving parts, and it's gonna last potentially forever if you take care of it. Now, remember that video I did with Cervelo R3 Dream Build? I put a rival group set on there for a personal client of mine, and the lever he brought me, I'd order a new one because it snapped, and I'm not sure why that is. It could happen with age, but I've never seen that happen with a SRAM RED. I've heard it happening with rival 10-speed. I've heard it happening with that, but with SRAM RED, the carbon levers, I've never heard anything shifting. SRAM Force, I haven't heard it happen with SRAM Force mechanical. With SRAM Force mechanical 22 is actually lighter than SRAM RED 10, for those of you that don't know. But the thing is, all these group sets, they were super top of the line, very lightweight, hard to get group sets when they came out, but now they've come way down in price, and the Axis stuff is great. I had, whoa, chipmunk there. I had a SRAM Force Axis group set, for you guys that don't know, and I love it. But the thing is, it just weighs a lot. Even the SRAM RED Axis, the last generation, weighs a lot. But you know, I'm not going to pick on that one because it comes with a rim brake option. Now, if you have disc brakes and they're great for where you ride, that's awesome, and I'm not discounting that at all. I'm not saying disc brakes shouldn't be a thing, but I really think rim brakes have a lot of advantages, and there should be an option for both riders, whether they want a rim brake group set or a disc brake group set. And really, it's not the frame manufacturers that drive these decisions, it's more the group set manufacturers. Now, it was Specialized originally that started the trend, but the group set manufacturers really like, are you gonna be able to get parts? You're gonna be able to have a rim brake group set. So the new SRAM RED 12-speed, it's great that they got the levers down. They're almost close to the mechanical levers, the size of that. Some people say it looks a little bit like GRX, but the thing is, it doesn't have that option, which they could have easily added. even if they do very low volume, it would make so many people happy, and it would just, I would think it would even put SRAM ahead of Shimano, because Shimano promised originally to have the 12-speed Dura-Ace and Ultegra group sets with a rim brake option, and you see it very, very rarely. I think there is a way to do it, but I have to investigate that more. Let me know in the comments down below on that. But this, it's light. This is like a 1,000 mile review. I've done 1,000 miles in this group set. You guys remember I originally had it on my Amonda ALR dream build. For the very observant amongst you, you'll also notice this isn't the original crank arm. The group set I stripped off the Cervelo actually had one of the newer 11-speed style crank arms. Not like when Red 22 came out, there's like another one that's shared with ETAP. So it was kind of like this. And by the way, there also is a hydraulic version of SRAM Red 22. I think it's HRD. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's good. It gives you the option of rim or disc. This bike is 15 pounds dead with pedals and my Garmin and light mounts. So it's pretty light with all that stuff on there. Titanium parts, hasn't rusted. It's great. This is also somewhat of a one-piece cassette too, which is super nice. But it's a great group set. I think it still holds its own against the new stuff. But I will say it is nice to have at least 11 speed. I know some people think you don't need it, but as someone who, you know, was riding Sora for most of their teenage years, Sora, you know, you're fine with that. But once you have 12 speed, and I'm my forced 12 speed group set, and you lose those gears, you really feel the difference going back to 10. Now if you go to 11 speed, there's not really much of a difference as much, but you can always find the right gear with 11 or 12 speed, and some people complain about it because of the, you know, derailleur adjustment. The main person that pointed this out was, it's a certain obscure Australian YouTuber from the land down under. He recommended this group set, and I think it was a really good choice. I stripped this group set off of a Cervelo R3, which I did another build for a personal customer of mine, and I like this group set. It's worked very well. Like I said, I think that at least 11 speed is better, because at least where I ride, I have a lot of varying terrain where the roads are kind of flat but not really, and then some steep climbs. It's nice to be able to find that gear, because you ever find yourself, especially in a headwind too, going back and forth trying to find the right gear. I find 22 is best. So I would say the best group set, even if you have a disc brake bike, you can go mechanical disc. SRAM Red 22. I couldn't find one. I would like one. If you have a brand new one shed somewhere in Wisconsin, sell it to me. I'll buy it. But 1,700 grams, very lightweight. I think that's kind of where it's at. If you can find one of those group sets. But SRAM Red 10 is also really good, or Force 22 is also very good. Force 22 is actually lighter than SRAM Red 10, like I said. So this is my beautiful, in my opinion, best frame ever. Just in terms of looks wise, I love how gorgeous this frame is. The Amonda SLR direct mount brake frame, and it's been paired beautifully with this SRAM Red 10-speed group set. Not the original brakes, obviously. I have to use the SRAM S900 brakes because it's direct mount, but it just works so beautifully, except for the front derailleur, and that's something SRAM has always kind of been known for. I'd say that's the downside, really. No matter how much I tune it, and it's not like the one you would tune backwards. I'm pretty sure GCN has a great video about how to tune a SRAM yaw a little bit backwards. That was a little bit later on for SRAM. We started out, it's kind of more like you just tune a regular one, in my experience, with the 10-speed stuff. But with 22, it's you tune it kind of backwards for the front derailleur, and I guess it works a lot better. But everyone I've talked to says that the 10-speed SRAM stuff does leave a lot to be desired. Actually, that's the language that was used. It's like, yeah, SRAM front derailleurs leave a lot to be desired. Front derailleurs, but the rear derailleur, very snappy shifts, very nice. When I was like 6 years old, my Sheltie at the time was younger. My parents were doing agility training, and I think I talked about this in the ETAP video. There's like a clicker, you know, click the dogs, and I would press it. And my parents would get so mad because the dogs get confused and think they're being asked to do some kind of command or something. But this kind of, it feels like that. It gives me the same like fix as that. It just feels so nice to use. So yeah, I'd say think about getting a SRAM mechanical, and people are telling you not to buy it because they're obsolete or whatever. If you get the right one, it'll last a long time, and I highly recommend it. This one also has a cork power meter, which I don't think works as well as the new ones have. I really love my cork power meter on my Force group set, but this one, I mean, it's accurate if you take the battery out and put it back in, but I don't know, for me, I think that the Axis stuff paired with the cork is kind of as good as it gets, for my usage at least. But let me know if you've had a different experience. But yeah, I mean, you want to go spend $4,500 US on the new SRAM Axis Red 12-speed group set, complete. Red Taylor's version with bonus tracks this time. It's cool, but I mean, I think there should have been a rim brake option, and I think that the lever shape is neat, but I mean, it's very, like, if you look at the actual design, it's very similar to the last one, and I'll make a whole separate video on that group set if you guys want to see that. But definitely check it out. Check out this group set, and I'll see y'all later. Stay vegan.